So great, we have now removed the LED class from the main program and it is now on a different file, but we didn't actually separate the interface from the implementation. Okay, because the interface is what? The interface is basically the name of the attributes, the name of the functions, and the implementation is what is inside the function. And here we are mixing everything. So the interface and the implementations are on the same file. So to separate this, I'm going to create a new file here, so new tab, and I'm going to name it LED, so the same name, exact same name as here, but instead of .h, I'm going to use .cpp, because we are using C++. So this file will be linked to that one, okay? The two of them are going to work together. This one for the interface, this one for the implementation. The first thing you are going to do in that cpp file is to include the header file. So include led.h with quotes. Okay, so as you can see now we have include led.h here and include led.h here. Okay, and this is where the header guards will be very useful. Okay, and now I'm going to transfer the implementation here from this file to the cpp file. And to do that, I'm simply going to, well, I'm going to select all the functions here. All right, I'm just going to keep the default constructor like this. So I copy this and I paste this here. Okay, let's do a little bit of cleaning. So I'm going to select everything again and do Shift Tab to remove the indentation. And well, now I have the implementation on my cpp file. But this is not enough. So what I need to do in the implementation file is actually to add the name of the class before any function. Okay, so I'm going to add the name of the class, led, and then colon. Okay, this I need to add it before any function. So for the constructor, just like this. For any other function, so you have the data type first, and then the name of the class, colon, and the name of the function and the parameters. The name of the method, sorry. Because this means that you are going to implement this method from that class. Okay, this is like a namespace that you add. So I need to add it everywhere. Here and then here, and now you have the correct cpp file. And what I can do now in my header file is to remove the implementation. Just leave the declaration or the function prototypes. So here it's very simple. I remove all of that with the curly brackets and instead I just put a semicolon. I do the same for init, semicolon, this init also, and the on and the off. Okay, and then I can group the methods like this. And well, now you have separated the interface from the implementations. So the implementation here, all the logic, okay, from all the functions that you have declared here. And the interface, as you can see now, is very small. We have just 21 lines of code and the class is very small here, okay? And just with this, you can see, you can have a clear overview of what is the class about. You have a pin here as a private attribute, and then you have two different constructors, one you should not use, two different ways to initialize the LED, and then a function to turn off and a function to turn on the LED. So let's see if that compiles. Okay, and now I'm going to show you different errors that you may have. So let's say I don't include the Arduino.h here. Let's verify the code. And we have a problem because what does it say here? It says byte does not name a type. Because if you remember, I told you that byte is actually a type specific to Arduino. This is not a standard C++ or C type. So the problem here is because you don't include the Arduino library, byte is not recognized. So you need to include Arduino.h. Now, another error you may have, let's say you forget to add this. You forget to add the class with the colon. So this happens a lot actually, even for myself. I often forget from time to time this, and then you will get the error, which is here, as you can see, in function void init. So pin was not declared in this scope. So basically, this error is not a super explicit error, but it says that the pin is not declared because basically you don't have access to any pin variable. Okay, the pin variable doesn't exist in the program. We just have the pin attribute inside the class LED, but we don't have a variable called pin. And this is because simply this function is out of the namespace, is out of the class. So you may have all kinds of strange errors, okay? And when you have an error like this, first make sure you have correctly put the name of the class, okay, with this. So this is in the class, kind of in the class namespace, and now it's working.